Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Well, today we've got a very exciting live because this is my first live with the brand new, exciting Sizzix Switch machine. So here it is in all its glory. Absolutely love this machine. It's been, a good few years in the making, and that's because we wanted to get it absolutely perfect. And I feel like we've achieved that. The look of it is just so stylish. This is something that I would be so happy to have in my craft room alongside, all of my other big shop machines. The great thing about this is that it's going to encompass anything that your other machines can do. But it's got that added aspect of the fact that it's automatic. So this is automated. So stick around because I'm going to be demoing the machine for you. I'm not going to do a full demo today because the machine is the star of the show today. So I just want to talk about kind of how it works, all the benefits of it. So let's have a look now. Straight away, this is plugged in. This is an electronic machine. The button on the top, it couldn't be simpler. This is why it's the switch machine. Do you know what? The switch on the top here, you just press it and the light comes on. I know this machine's on now. It's ready to go. We've got one other switch on the machine, and that's here. Now, this is the return switch. So as you're feeding it the multi-purpose platform through the machine, or a Biggs die if you're using a Biggs, if you want it to go back the other way, you're just going to press this button and leave it. Again, I'm going to demo that in just a sec, but let's talk about the machine. So I've already gone over the style of the machine. It's just sleek, it's modern, and it looks really cool. But then have a look at this. We've got all these fantastic little extra touches. That is a soft open compartment here. So this is where you're going to feed the platform in. But just look at the way that pops open, and it's silent as well. So do that one more time. There we go, and it's ready to use. It's on, it's ready to use. We've also got this handy little compartment in here, so you're going to be able to store all of your dies, any tools, any die cut pieces that you're using, you'll be able to put in here. So that's great, you've got all those to hand. And then let's just feed the platform through the machine, because we have this 9-inch mouth here, which means that even your plus-sized dies are going to work in this machine. So everything that you already own that is a Sizzix product is going to work. So you feed it through, the machine knows there's something coming through. I'm no longer touching it. It feeds it through automatically, which means I can be doing other things. I can be gluing. It's going to speed up your crafting if that's what you want. It's not too loud. It's lovely and sleek when it goes through. And there we go. It goes through the other way. Now let's try that again. But what if I wanted it to come back the other way? All I would do is press this button and it's going to go the opposite way. So that's really handy if you've got particularly detailed die, or with our embossing folders which come with the machine. We're going to talk about the starter kit that comes with the machine in just a sec. But when we're using an embossing folder, it's always advised that we put it through multiple times just to get that really clean emboss. So let's have a talk about the starter kit. Oh, just before we do, I can close the machine, then it's ready to put away when I don't want to use it. It's portable because we've got these handles on the side there. So I'll just turn that there, and you can see we've got these lovely integrated handles on the side. So it's a really great thing to use. So with the Switch machine, we're getting the starter kit. Now, we've really thought about these dies because they're all evergreen dies. And what that means is that you are going to be able to use these all year round. So when I think about evergreen, I think about value for money. So you're going to be able to use these for the summer, for winter festive makes. You're going to be able to use them for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, any occasion all year round. So we've got these lovely florals here, and we've got butterflies in there as well. Now, a floral die set I will use with all of my other die sets. So if I had a lovely kind of animal character set, I might use some of my florals. We've got large florals, we've got small florals in here, which means that you're going to be able to create a really lively composition that's going to look great as well. We have different shapes of flowers, flower petals. We've got flower stems and leaves as well. So this is a really cool kit here, which I'll be able to use again with any die set, not just the other dies in the starter kit. It's going to be any of the die sets you own. So we've tried to keep them generic enough. So they're stylized, they're lovely, but they're generic enough that they're going to work with your other floral sets, which is another great thing. So onto the detailed mask die. So this is a die cut strip here. Now, this is a particularly detailed die. And I thought I would use this die actually to just demonstrate the pressure of the machine, because I love that soft open. So the pressure of the machine is always going to be something that you think about when you're going to buy a die cutting machine, because we don't want one that's not going to be able to cope with a detailed die such as this one here. Now, I've just brought with me, I'll just tear that off. This could fit the whole A4 sheet through, but just for the kind of usability of it, I'm going to sandwich it all up with just that strip on there. So again, this is just to show the pressure of the machine. I'm putting that right in the middle where we know pressure can sometimes wane. So here we go. Let's see how the machine copes with that. And as I say, it's going through automatically. I don't have to hold the button down like we did with the Express machine. It's just so great. I know it's doing what I need it to do, and then it's not going to fall out the other side either. That'll stay there, even though this whole platform's come out the other side. That's going to stay there until I'm ready to take it out. So let's have a look at how this has coped. Have a look at that. Now, I'm hoping, do you know what? I'm going to put this behind just in case we're not picking that up. I don't know what the camera's picking up at the moment. But if I just put this behind there, we might get a better sort of impression of how well that's cut. That's really detailed. It's a fine cut. This is a really detailed die. Those tiny die cut pieces have all come out there. So you hardly even need to use your die brush or your die pick with that, which I know can be a nice therapeutic process, but we just don't need it with this die set. I'm not saying that if you were using maybe something like doodle art, there might be a few little bits in there to poke out, but that's just great. So the pressure is not a problem with this machine. It's absolutely fantastic. Now let's have a look at the hexagons here. So framelit dies, framelit shapes, especially things, geometric shapes like hexagons, they're so in right now. They're really stylish. Again, they're evergreen. You're going to be able to use them not just all year round, but for years to come as well, because they're not going to go out of style. Hexagons are not going to go out of style. You can use partial parts of these hexagons. You can use the small one with the big ones. Stick around because I'm going to show you all of the samples that we've made using all of these die sets with the machine. But yeah, the hexagon set is absolutely fantastic. I love it when we get these concentric shapes like circles or squares, and the hexagons is a particularly brilliant one. So they're the die sets. Now we've also got this 3D embossing folder here. Now, it's a lovely heart one. So again, hearts, something we can use all year round. But I know that Valentine's Day is coming up, Mother's Day is coming up. So this is going to be a particularly nice one to use. And do you know what? Just for the sake of it, I am going to show you how well this machine will emboss this lovely embossing folder. Now, the multi-purpose platform that comes with the machine, it has all of the instructions visually on there so that you're not going to be stuck on how to use the machine, because you're always going to have the instructions with you. You know, it's really easy machine to use as it is. But if you do get stuck, then we've got them there. So I can see here that I'm to emboss. with this 3D textured embossing folder. I'm just going to use one of my plates and the bottom side of the platform. Now I'm going to bring this back the other way because I want it to give a really clean emboss. And it was just the push of that switch then, it pushes it back the other way, it switches the direction there. So let's have a look at that and just look at that. Do you know what? I am keeping this because I'm going to use this in one of my projects today. Anything I put through this machine using these sorts of die sets, I'm not going to throw that away because that is beautiful. What a lovely embossing folder. So they are the bits that come with the machine in the starter kit. Now let's have a quick look at some of the makes that we've created as a Sizzix team to go along with this machine, just to show you how we can use it. But again, this is just the start. So we can create really simple makes like this. This is just using some of those florals and a sentiment there. So I haven't even gone in to use any of the other die sets. I haven't used the embossing folder with this. This is just picking a few of those florals just to make that card pop with the Sizzix cardstock, of course, and we got some of the pattern paper there. So there we are. Here's one where I've used the florals with the hexagons there. And as I mentioned earlier, we have the ability to use the big ones along with the small ones. I've cut some of that hexagon off to kind of frame this composition within there. And again, with the Sizzix cardstock, it's all going to pop. But I could use these florals for any of these makes, to just pop a floral on a card and it's going to improve it, especially with this set here. I love the sets that have loads of different elements on them because I just think you're getting your money's worth. And there we are. There is just one more floral card there. Now, this one over here, we've used the hexagon. So this is by Jess, the very talented Jess. And this is a picture of her and her fiance. And we've used those hexagons, all different sizes, and with them being hexagons, they're fitting together in this shape. Shape-wise, you're always going to have that lovely spacing. We've got the photograph and then just some of the florals to add that embellishment on the photograph there. So you could have this in a frame. This is something really special. For any event, you could create a lovely home decor piece that's going to make you remember that event forever and just show that it was special. And here, Jess has even added some of our opulent cardstock here. This is the gold glitter cardstock, just to make those florals pop there. So there we are. Have a look at these. I really like the way we've used these hexagons to create card bases here. Now, that's just a clever way to use it. You can do this with any of our framelit sets. But the hexagons work particularly well. These geometric shapes right now are very popular for creating sort of stylized contemporary cards. And look at that lovely sentiment there. Oh, I can see that this sentiment's just fallen on its side there. But we'll fix that a bit later. Do you know what? I think it's because I was holding the card wrong. There we are. Silly me. Then we have a few of these cards where we've used that lovely decorative piece there. So do you remember that piece that just cut like butter? It cuts so well with this machine. The pressure is just so even. It's so great. And here we've used those pieces. This die set can just cut straight into one big piece of card, or you can use the framelit that comes around the rectangle shape, and that will cut out the shape again like we have here. So that's just another way of using the card. And then Jess has put this strip across here using the embossing folder with just a segment of that cut out and then some luster wax on there. I believe that is rose gold luster wax there. So absolutely lovely. And finally, well, there's one more of the decorative ones there. And then finally, here we've used the hexagons to cut an aperture into the card. And I love the way that we have the aperture cut there, but we've also got the die cut pieces on the card as well. And then with just some of these sequencing beads to finish the card off. It's absolutely lovely. So I hope this has shown you that the die, we have really thought about the dies that come with the Switch machine. I'm going to move these cards out of the way because the Switch machine is still the star of the show. Even when it's off, it's still the star of the show because it's got all these lovely kind of metallic bits around the side. It's just a stunning piece of equipment. But I hope we've shown that the dies that come with this machine were chosen purposefully to give you your value for money. That you're going to be able to use them time and time again for years and years and years to come. Know that when you buy a Sizzix product, it's all cohesive with all of our other equipment. So whether you already have a big shot machine, your portable one that you might want to take around with you, this is still just a really lovely addition to that. And the die sets are evergreen, so you're going to be able to use them all year round for any occasion throughout the year. So they're not specifically Valentine's Day, they're not specifically festive. They are those things, but they're much more as well. So that is it from me and the fabulous Switch machine. I hope you've really enjoyed this live. I cannot wait to get mine home. I really love to see the makes that you've created with your own Switch machine. So put them in the comments, maybe put some photographs in the comments of things that you've made, because the team here at Sizzix, we love to see them. Or show me on my Instagram, which is @Josh from Sizzix. And you know, I love to reply and, you know, have conversations with customers who have made things and who share this common love of papercraft with me. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.